Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited today because I haven't filmed in a while. I was on vacation and then sick. So finally back from everything, and we have a new palette from Nomad Cosmetics. So Nomad is one of my favorite brands. They sent this to me in PR. Obviously this video should be going up the day this is announced. And their fall palettes are always my favorite, and I think this is going to be no exception. So this is their new fall palette. It is themed around fall in Japan and Mount Fuji, and it is really beautiful. So this is the outer box. I'll have launch details and price and all of that in the description box. It's probably going to be 40 something, which is kind of their typical price for the size, but I don't remember off the top of my head. And this will be launching in a couple days. Generally, the announcement is Saturday and they launch Monday night at midnight. So you have a couple days before launch. But this is one of their best, I think. Just color store and packaging alone, one of their best and one of my favorites. So I audibly gasped when I opened this. So this is the outer component. And then when you slide the palette out, it looks like this. And I don't know if it'll convey on camera quite right, but it looks like it's made out of actual canvas and paint. Like it looks like a textured painting. It is really, really beautiful. Maybe I'll try to insert a clip here from another camera angle so you can see, but it is so pretty. And then when you open it up, it is a really beautiful fall color story with Mount Fuji in the background. My favorite palette from them before this was probably the Hudson Valley from, I think was that 2 years now? Was that 2 years ago? I think that was my favorite before this, and this is probably gonna be up there as well. So you've got beautiful fall tones, these golden colors, these reds, and then these really beautiful blue teal shades here, including this really sparkly kind of iridescent looking shade. This shade did come smashed. It's never happened from a Nomad PR or order. I've never had one come broken before, and there was yellow everywhere, so you might see bits of yellow on the palette. They are sending me another one, but I wanted to film with this before it launched, and I did repress it, but you can see it's not repressed very well, and it's performing a little weirdly, I think, because I repressed it. So I'll have information once the other one comes and I try that shade to see if it works differently, but I didn't do the best job repressing. I'm okay at repressing shimmers, but not mattes. So I don't think this one will last long. It already looks like it's starting to crumble again, but I really love this formula. So I've already done a look with this. I've already played with some of the shadows. We're gonna do swatches, one more look today, and see if I think this is worth your money. And after that long and rambling intro, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a soft spot for indie makeup and high-end makeup, which I am also wearing today. And I tend to take a pretty analytical approach to the content I make, be it trying something new or just talking about things I already know and love, just kind of the hazard of being my personality and my training. But I have new videos every week normally, so I'd love to have you subscribe. Now that I'm back from vacation and stuff, I have a lot of content coming. Okay, so like I said in the intro, this will be launching in a couple days. This will hopefully be going up the day the announcement comes. I do have a discount code with Nomad. It's not affiliated. I don't earn any money. It's just bones. It'll save you 10%. So you can use mine, you can use someone else's, but if you order this or anything else, always use a code, wait for to use a sale, something, but never pay full price for anything if you buy. Really anything you can. Okay, so I already showed this off in the intro because I'm very excited. It's been like over a month since I filmed, so I filmed a bunch of stuff to go up while I was on vacation. We went to Paris, London, and Amsterdam, was gone for a couple weeks. I planned on having a video talking about that, and I still probably will. I bought some makeup on that trip that I want to talk about. A lot of fun, but as soon as we got back, like I think 3 days after I got back, I got COVID again and was sick for over a week. And then I had an allergic react to something, so my face was all angry and I didn't want to put any makeup on for a few days. So I feel like I'm very behind and haven't filmed in quite a while. So I apologize if I seem a little rusty. Like I said, I've already done a look and played with this a bit. I haven't done actual swatches, but I've used some of the reds and the golden. So today I'm gonna do something with these like blue teal shades. I'm not normally one for a monochromatic look, but whatever. I wore the same makeup today that I did the other day when I filmed before, so I have a little bit of my Dewdrop foundation on, just because I wanted a little bit of coverage, House Labs concealer, and then for blush, I have two from Suku. I bought some Suku when I was in Europe, and a little bit after I got back. I'll explain that later. This is one of their brand new ones from the Autumn Winter collection. This is number 5 in that, in their new, what is this? The new Blurring Color Blush. Really enjoy this. So I have this on over one of their older ones that's been discontinued. This is the Melting Blush in 08. As soon as I saw this like cream to powder brown shade, I had to use it. And then I have a little bit of Guerlain's Super Bloom limited edition bronzer on. It's like a bronzer with some glowy, blushy highlighter shades in the middle. I have a little bit of that on as well. And then What's Up Beauty sent me another PR package, which I'm very grateful for. So I am using the new primer. This launches tomorrow. This is their Positivity Lightweight Hydrating Primer. So silicone-free, cruelty-free, vegan, clean, 12-month shelf life. This is supposed to be more of a dewy finish, but I don't think I like overly do it. I just look like a healthy glow. But I did use this. It's supposed to improve the longevity of your makeup. I haven't used enough to know for sure, but it does feel nice. They also sent me some of their brushes, which I used in the last look, and I will use them today probably. And then for my face makeup, Esam just remastered a bunch of their brushes. Some of them natural hair, some of them synthetic, and they did send me 6 of the 12 remastered brushes. So I did use these yesterday and today for my base makeup. These 2 are natural hair. It's a really interesting shape. Seem really nice quality. And then I used this as the new foundation brush, and this is this is what I use for concealer. Worked really well. I will continue playing with these and give you thoughts on them, but so far they feel really nice. Oh, and then my lip is already on, which is another Suku product. This is one of their new, this is the Glow, like the hydrating lip formula. What is it called? The Moisture Glaze lipstick. Here's the case. The lipsticks come like this, and then there's the case that you have to buy separately. This is one of the new shades that came out with the Autumn Winter collection. This is shade 12, which is this really pretty kind of rosy brown. And I've been wearing this nonstop. This is an impeccable formula. I already want more shades. And I think I picked the perfect one to start with, but it's like my perfect everyday lip. It's hydrating, it lasts all day. It kind of feels like a lip balm, like the stiffness of a lip balm and like the cushion and hydration, but like more pigmented. I don't know, really beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna go into swatches. I always like to preface my swatches with swatches don't tell you how a shadow is gonna perform. They just tell you what it looks like. So this is just to help if you have a skin tone similar to mine or an olive undertone, to help you see what those colors look like. So we're gonna do that, and then we'll go straight into a look, and then I'll put in the look I've already done, and then we'll come back to wrap things up. And welcome to my table. We're gonna now do swatches. Hopefully this actually helps you see the texture of the palette a little bit better. Little maple leaves here. I think this is the best packaging Nomad has ever done. And I can't wait to see what they do after this, because this, I'm not joking when I say I audibly gasped when I opened this. And then here is the palette again. I've already done some looks, so the shades are looking used. This is the one that broke. So we're gonna swatch in color families. So I'm gonna do the yellows, the reds, the blues, and then we'll do the shimmers with them so that you can see things side by side. So I'm gonna start with the shade Yellow Poplar. I hate ruining the embossings, but you can see these ones kind of make out the sides of the mountain. And then you've got ginkgo leaves, maple leaves, and then some water and boats and stuff here. Very soft, pale yellow, really good inner corner kind of shade for me. The broken shade is this bright yellow. It's not swatching the best, but you can see it's also kind of crumbling in the pan. But like I said, I'm not very good at repressing mattes. And then we've got this golden shade here. Really pretty. And then the golden ginkgo shimmer, very silky. So these are the yellows. So I like that this is a really pale yellow. This will be really nice as an inner corner for me. This is a really vibrant yellow, which I do like. This also fun inner corner pop. I like that this one's a little more golden and earthy. This is the shade I'm gonna wear the most often, and the shimmer is really beautiful. So it is gold, but there's lots of white sparkle in it too. So not necessarily a duochrome, but you can see that white sparkle, hopefully. Really pretty. Okay, so then there's the reddy warm tone. So there's Red Rowan, which looks like a pinky beige. Yeah. Burning Bush is this vibrant red. Then Momiji is the dark. This feels a little drier than the others, but it is a really dark maroon, so I'm not surprised. And then Fiery Maple is the beautiful red shade. So I think these are also really well curated. The bright, the dark. This is going to be a really good transition shade for a lot of skin tones, lighter to light medium. I think these are really pretty. So I could use that on my skin as well, but against my olive undertone, it's not going to be natural. It's got that more pink undertone. Bright red. Probably this will be the least used shade for me. I just don't wear red. Red lip, yes, but red eyeshadow, no. The maroon is beautiful. So it was a little drier, but it's very smooth. And I already know it works well because I've used it. And then this is a darker red, but lots of bright red and gold sparkle running through. Less sparkly than this, but still very sparkly. Oh, and I forgot to swatch the rose gold in that. So let's do this. This is, yeah, kind of a pinky rose gold, really pretty, really vibrant. Definitely has specks of pink, gold, red. It's a really beautiful shimmer. And then last but not least, the blue tone. So we've got the shade Fuji right in the center. Nice inner corner baby blue. Fuji Coco. This is nice slate blue. You can see that gray base there. A little bit staining, but that'll be fine. And then this dark, slightly more teal blue. This feels very creamy and soft. Those are really pretty. It's almost white, but with a blue undertone. And then gray with a blue undertone. And then that like darker tealed shade. I love these. And then we'll do the shimmers. This one's a little dark, so I'll do that. I'll do this shade here. Beautiful kind of denim blue jean color, but there's purple, gold, and like pink and pale blue sparkle in it. And then we've got the more mid-tone blue here. Really pretty. You see some purple, pink, maybe a little gold speckle. And then this Diamond Fuji, very creamy, soft, kind of iridescent shade. Oh, that's really pretty. So, I guess I'll do the iridescent. Yeah, that's definitely iridescent. There's not really a base color, so you could use this as a highlighter as well. If you go this way, you see there's no base, and then when the light hits it, it gives that blue wet effect, kind of a bluey purple. Like, mostly blue, hint of purple. That's really creamy. These two blues are really creamy. You could probably put this all over the lid and buff the edges, kind of creamy. You can see lots of brighter sparkle in the dark blue. Kind of like the night sky, and then water, and then like the snow on the mountain. I think this is a really, really nice, curated color story. You've kind of got three sections, but I think they will work well together. And then here it is up close, just hopefully help you see the sparkle a little bit better. Really like that they put an iridescent in there. At the right angle, I even see a little green. Okay, now let's go on to the look. So we're just gonna jump right into this look. I already put some eye primer down. I think for this look, I'm gonna play with the golden tones and maybe the reds. And then I'm gonna try the blues in a different look. I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit. Like I said, I already have eye primer down, and I'll probably wear the same makeup in both looks so that the base is consistent for tagging things. I'll say this for the other part as well, but What's Up Beauty sent me their eye brushes to try. These were PR, these were gifted. Just got these, really excited to play with them. I've heard good things about these, so I will probably use these in at least this look, maybe both looks, but wanted to give that a shout out right now. So there's the bright gold here that broke on me, and I'll talk about that in the intro, I'm sure. And then I've got more like the actual golden. I think I'm gonna avoid the like true red and try to use this darker shade. I think I'm gonna start with this shade, maybe blend out with that, and then deepen with that. So I'm gonna use just a fluffy blending brush and pick up a little bit of the Burnished Beach shade. Picks up very nicely on this. And I'm going to kind of dust that all over. A warm, kind of orangey yellow, really like this kind of tone. This brush is very soft and working really nicely. Picking up a little bit more on a slightly smaller brush. Tapping it on, and then buffing. I like this tone. I'm gonna take a little bit of the really yellowy shade that came smashed and kind of dust on the edges lightly with that first fluffy brush. I just want to see how the two together. That makes a nice gradient, and this looks a lot more orange in comparison. And then I'm just going in with a second round of the more golden shade to kind of deepen things up a little bit. I want to see how it builds upon itself. It does build really nicely. And I like that you could stick monochromatic with this, but I don't think I will. I really like that tone. I haven't worn anything this colorful in a while. I'm gonna take a really small brush and pick up the Momiji dark red shade. And I'm gonna put that out here and just kind of blend that into the golden shade. Okay, and then once that's on, I'm just going in with that first brush, the fluffiest one, and I'm just going to go over everything again. Just make a nice kind of warm fall-y sunset look. This will help make sure everything's blended together. And then I'm gonna repeat this on the other eye. And I like that you get a little bit more maroon down here, it's by itself, but as it mixes with the other shades, it looks a little more red. So you kind of get multiple tones. Okay, gonna do this on the other eye. Really like the way these are performing. I do think that the yellow, because it was broken and I had to repress it, is performing differently. It's picking up more, it's picking up differently than the other shades around it. So I'll have more once I get the other one and try the replacement they're sending me. I'll let you know. Because it is picking up a little bit more pigmented, a little bit more, and it's like when I tap off the brush, a lot is coming off, but you know, I did have to repress it, so it's gonna perform a little differently than if it was pressed from them. And then I think I'm gonna go into this shimmer, maybe a little bit of this on the outer part of the eye, and then maybe this one on the inner corner or something, lightly. Let's see, so I'm just gonna grab gonna grab a brush for my shimmers. I'm gonna start with Fiery Maple, which is the dark shade up here. It's really pretty. Very smooth, but does have that Nomad sparkle. And it is the same kind of maroony red that the matte is, so it's gonna layer nicely right there on that. If you like a red eyeshadow or a maroon, I think this would be a really pretty smoky eye color, like this all over the lid would be really pretty. If you know me, you know I don't really like red eyeshadow, but I needed to try the maroons. So I'm gonna pick up Pampas Grass here, which is this really bright kind of rose gold looking shade. I haven't swatched anything, so I don't know for sure. Yeah, that's kind of a peachy rose gold. Peachy pink, that's really pretty. You're okay, man. It's really bright. This would be a really nice inner corner shade as well. If you like a shiny inner corner. I tend to go for a matte inner corner over anything else. I'm gonna use the same brush and pick up a little bit of the yellow golden ginkgo shade and just kind of tap that in here as well. Just to kind of meld everything. Oh, okay, I like that. It didn't like necessarily leave like a golden yellow stripe, but it is kind of blending those two together and incorporating a little bit of that yellow sparkle that's in the mattes. Well, not the sparkle, but the yellow that's in the mattes. And I'm just literally tapping lightly, like tap, tap, tap. And then tapping it all over. No fallout from the mattes or the shimmer. I really like the way those layered. I don't always put any eyeshadow underneath my eye, but I think I'm gonna put a little bit of the burnished beach shade, the more golden shade. I'm gonna put a little bit of that underneath. You could also just use brown or your bronzer if you wanted it to stay neutral. I just want a little bit of it out here. And then I'm gonna put mascara on. I just think with how bold and bright this is, I needed a little bit down here. Okay, I'm gonna touch up the edge right here with my concealer, put on some mascara, and I'll be right back. I touched up the edges of my concealer to kind of sharpen the edge. And then I threw on my Lisa Eldridge mascara. I really like this look. I don't historically like red on me, but I think mixing it with the gold for that kind of sunsetty fall vibe, I really like. I really like this look. I'm very surprised. Not surprised that I like the look, but surprised that I like a look this much with red. Okay, so that's this look. I'm gonna go and go about my day, and then I will see you all in the next look and the rest of the video. I zoomed you in a little bit, and I just put a little bit of eye primer down. This is the NARS eyeshadow base. I really love this. This is my second tube of this. Lasted a very long time, the first one, but it is finally dead and finally opened the backup I bought during the last sale. Okay, so let's go into these really beautiful kind of, they look almost gray-based teals. I think I'm gonna start with the mid-tone shade, use the darker shade, and then maybe buff with the other one. So this is the shade Fuji Cocoa. It's really beautiful. And it's got a really nice pattern. So a lot of these have ginkgo leaves on them. Some of these have maple leaves, some of these have waves. This one has grass. There's a little like boat there. This one just says Fuji. And then I think these, oh, I was like, what are these shapes? But these are the side of the mountain. They kind of match the background. I like the way they did that. Okay. So I'm gonna start with a blending brush and pick up just a little bit of that. You can see there's that, yeah, that little bit of gray to it, kind of slate-like. Picked up nicely. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit more. I apologize if the lighting changes. It is after work. And so Seattle in the summer has beautiful summers and it stays dark, or stays light really late. But now that we're in mid-August, it's already starting to shift and feel a little more fall-like and starting to get dark earlier. So hopefully the light doesn't change too much. So I just tapped a little bit on the outer part of my lid. You can definitely see it's kind of gray leaning. But really pretty. And I think deep enough it'll work on a good number of people. It's not gonna look too gray and ashy. I really like a slate blue like this. So I'm just gonna buff that in. I think this will make a really pretty smoky eye, like these dark blues and these shimmers. And now that I have that all in my crease, I'm just kind of buffing the edges. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the shade Mount Fuji from the very center on the same brush. And I'm gonna put it right here. I wanna see how bright that is. Okay, that's a nice like inner corner shade. And I can buff it, the edges a little bit with it. I wouldn't use that as a transition, it's too light on me. But it can help buff. Okay, I really like that. And then I'm just gonna pick up a small, this is a Rougher 14 brush, and I'm gonna pick up the shade next to it, the dark blue, the dark teal out here. You could also start dark to light. I tend to start mid to dark. And that's making a little bit more blue, a little bit more teal, and taking away some of the gray. Blending really nicely into that. I also really like this brush for this kind of shape. Oh, I really like that. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna repeat this on the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, so I really like the way those have blended out and worked. So I'm gonna use all three blue shades. I'm gonna start with this one. This one is the darkest, but I can also see like pink, green, gold, purple. I see lots of little sparkle in it, kind of a denim color. And I'm gonna put that out here. Oh, that's really pretty. That's like, you know, like the night sky. It's dark, but has really nice sparkle to it. If you've not tried Nomad's eyeshadows before, I say this all the time, but they don't normally have like shifty shadows, but they'll often like incorporate little specks of other, like sparkle of other colors in the shimmers. So they're really dimensional, even though they don't necessarily have a shift. Hi, Bean. They're not like a duochrome or a multichrome. I mean, they have used duochromes and multichromes, but even just their standard shimmers are really dimensional because of that. This would be pretty all over the lid as a smoky eye. And maybe not use the Mount Fuji shade, just use the dark blues and call it a day. But I did want to see how pale this would be. So I'm gonna go into this one next, slightly less dark blue with like a wave on it. Really pretty. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. And they blend together really nicely. You could also use your finger. You'll get more impact that way, but I do think they work well with a brush, especially a dense brush like this. I do really love a blue smoky eye. The first time I really ever wore eyeshadow was a blue smoky eye, and it's just always made me happy. Okay, I really like that. I'm gonna use the same brush and flip it over and pick up a little bit of the Diamond Fuji shade, which looks like a nice kind of iridescent, and I'm gonna put that. not on the inner corner of my eye yet. I'm gonna put it right here. I wanna see what it looks like. Oh, that really brightens. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit on the inner corner, I think. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. And you could do a more toned down version of this if you wanted and use less shades. If you'd like a toned down, quote unquote, wearable version of this, I could definitely do that. Right now I just wanna try the shadows. I have a little bit too much on my inner corner here. So I'm gonna touch up my concealer, make it nice and sharp on the edges, add mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and this is the finished look. I just touched up the concealer on the edges. The Season brush worked really well. And I used my House Subs concealer. And then if you ever feel like the edges need a little bit of perfecting, I will often, once I've done a little touch up right here, I'll just kind of tap it around the edges. And it really helps everything kind of blend and look smooth. This worked really well. So I really like this look. I love blue. I think you could do a really cool smoky eye with just the darker shades, but I wanted to use all of the blues so that I could, do a nice gradient. I think it looks really pretty. I think these are exceptionally well formulated blue shadows. So I've done swatches and 2 looks so far, but I have used most of the shades. So I haven't used Yellow Poplar, and I haven't used Red Rowan, which is kind of a pinky taupe, and I haven't used the Bright Red, the Burning Bush shade. But I've used everything else at least once, and I'll keep playing with this off camera, obviously, and I can do more looks on camera if you want as well. But I really like this. I think this is the Nomad formula I know and love. I love that they included this more iridescent shade. I think this is a really well curated color story. I think it fits fall, but it's not stereotypical fall. You've got the beautiful fall leaves and the beautiful water and the mountain, and these blue shades kind of taking the shape of the mountain with the snowy top. I just think it's really well done. So thank you, Nomad, for sending this to me. I always appreciate when they send things. I also just can't, like I said in the intro, I can't get over how beautiful and textured this palette is. Even the back, it's just so well done. Let me know what you think about this palette, what you think of the 2 looks I've done. Are you gonna be picking this one up? I'd love to hear your thoughts about this launch. I'd like to talk to y'all in the comments, especially because I haven't really been able to because I haven't been posting in a while. I will have more videos soon. Hopefully this weekend I can film a little bit and catch up on some things, so I can talk about the trip, I can talk about the Prada and Suku and other things that I've bought recently. I also did get all 3 of the Cleona palettes that came out right before my trip, so I will have videos on all of those. So let me know if there's anything particular you want to see on the channel in the coming weeks. Otherwise, I hope you're all having a great August and end of summer, and I will see you all in my next video.